Hello and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the very controversial final boss of the Elden Ring DLC. So I wanted to do this a few days ago. Originally, I was going to stream myself doing this, but I had been playing for like 6-7 hours at that point, and it was really late, so I wanted to take a break. And then I ended up actually getting sick over the past few days, so I had like a splitting headache. I had to just lay in bed the past few days, even like watching videos. I can only do it for like an hour at a time because my head and just staring at a screen would cause it to hurt so much. But yeah, I'm finally here. And I figured it's kind of fitting as well, having this last bit of the DLC be a video. Maybe more people will be able to actually see the conclusion. But yeah, at the end of the last stream that I did, I actually got to this point and I fought the boss a few times, and part of it was probably just me being tired from streaming for so long, but I was not having a very good time. And there was a patch that came out recently that it didn't nerf any of the bosses, but it fixed like a few of the like clearly broken weapons and weapon arts and things like that. But one thing it also fixed, it was very not specific, but apparently they adjusted the way some NPCs acted after you summoned them. So Tolier, which you can summon for this boss fight, is if you watch the stream, every single time I would summon him, he would just kind of like stand here and not do anything. And sometimes he wouldn't even enter the boss room to begin with, which is annoying because when you summon people, it increases the boss's health regardless of whether or not they walk through the fog wall or not. So hopefully they fix that. But yeah, normally I wouldn't be summoning for a boss fight. You know, I'm all for using stuff that's really strong, but yeah, I figured for this because it's like a quest line. I don't know if you have to actually summon these NPCs to complete their quest lines or not, but I figured I would just do it because it's fun. But I do plan on beating this boss in this video. And if it gets to a certain point, you know, I'm going to try a few things, but if it gets to a certain point, I will summon actual players to help me beat this boss. But yeah, there's been a lot of controversy surrounding the a lot of the bosses in the DLC, but specifically this one I feel like is the one that people are like, okay, this might be a bit over the top and overtuned, especially with just all of the like clutter and visual noise on the screen, especially in the second phase. I feel like the first phase isn't actually all that bad. But yeah, before I walk through this fog wall and get eviscerated into oblivion, if you do enjoy this video and want to help support the channel, then leaving a like and subscribing would be very much appreciated. Go ahead and buff up my boys. Okay, Tolier is moving already, so it's already a marked improvement over the last time I tried to do this. I remember being really frustrated at that meteor attack. Apparently you just run to the side. I feel like I'm not doing nearly as much damage as you should be. Ow. Now the thing is, I don't know if you even have to summon them to complete their quest or whether they have to survive the boss for their quest to complete is a thing. So yeah, Tolier is already dead. And I'll let this play since, you know, I'm recording right now. So, but yes, it's interesting that his phase 2 starts at 1/3 and not 1/2 health. I'll say there's some lore things about the whole resurrecting Radahn and, you know, having him be Miquella's consort and everything, but I want to get into that in a little bit.
At long last you are returned.
But I guess something I could talk about is that whether or not Radahn was like willing to do this in the first place at any point. I guess like at some point he made a vow to Miquella to do this, but then at some point maybe he changed his mind. So whether or not he's willing in this situation specifically right now is up for debate, I guess.
Then yield the path forward to us. To I, Miquella,
Hello.
and my promised consort, Radahn.
Oh, Tolier's already dead. Oh, my sweet summer child. Alright, Asbach, you fool. You utter buffoon. Okay. Alright, well that went about as well as I thought it was going to. I wonder, what does this boss have any weaknesses? Because I guarantee you he's resistant to like fire and holy damage. Let me check. Okay, so he's strong to slash and holy. Okay, that's not surprising. And I guess he's like neutral to fire? Okay, so maybe... Because I'm trying to like weapon art spam him to death, and with the perfumes that was kind of effective, although they nerfed that, so I don't know how effective that would actually be. But alright, let's try this out. Let me try summoning my mimic as well. I'm gonna use everything I can before I summon actual real people. But yeah, especially in the second phase with all of the like the light attacks that happen after his actual melee swings and just all the AoE stuff that he has in the second phase is just, I don't want to say it's too hard because clearly people have beaten this already, but I'm not sure at what point it goes from genuine like criticism and warranting of changing to just complaining and not being good enough. But it does seem a lot to deal with in comparison to everything else in the game, even the DLC. Fuck. This attack is so brutal. There we go. I would have charged him there, but I didn't have enough stamina. Also, some of my attacks are missing, which is odd because you would not expect, even with the short range of Star Fists, that a boss like this would have issues. Wow, he's just not going to do the... Oh, there it is. It's so hard to tell who he's swinging at. Oh my god. Also, yeah, I said I was going to. I didn't actually summon my Mimic, but that went better than the last one, I guess. But yeah, I'm curious, if you've fought this boss, and even beaten him for that matter, what your opinions on him are in terms of like the difficulty. Because I was very upset when I fought the boss the first time. Again, probably due to more so the fatigue of having streamed like all day that day. But yeah, I remember I did that, and then I ended up, stopping the stream for the day. And I went to go play Zenless Zone Zero to relax. And yeah, the game is just talking about something different really quick. That game is very stylish and just like relaxing to play. Yeah, it's like a character action light style game. You know, I would liken the combat to like on normal video game to something like DMC, even though it's a lot more simplified because it has to be on mobile. But yeah, it's more so for the art style and character design. And the gameplay, while simple, is very satisfying. But yeah, that's enough of that. Let me get on with another attempt. I really wish you could summon your summons outside of the boss wall, because trying to summon in this situation is going to be difficult. Maybe I can summon him when he's attacking one of the other NPCs, so I should just do the beginning part like normal. I'm also noticing that a lot of the attacks, they either want you to dodge like into him or to the side. I keep forgetting there's a fourth hit on that. Alright, Mimic, go get him. Go get him, champ. I missed. Like, that's like, why is that missing? He's not that big. That attack missed as well. I've seen people spawn super far away from him in second phase, and I wonder why that is. It would be really cool if it would do that for me. Oh my god. This, I don't know what is FromSoft's obsession with them not wanting you to dodge backwards from anything. I got instantly punished for doing that there. Alright, well, these attempts are going about the same as they did last time, although like the progression is definitely way faster now that I'm more familiar with the moveset. Yeah, I was listening to the Shaman Village OST before I started recording it, and I almost forgot to stop the video playing before I hit the record button. So it's so good. The lore in this DLC is so good, despite the fact that there are a few things that people wished were addressed more, like Melina, Godwin, the Glowmite Queen, and stuff like that, which I also wish they had addressed more so. But the stuff that we did get in here about like Marika and everything is just so cool. It's so good. Alright, you little shit. Like, that attack missed. Why did that miss? And I dodged too early. I did not have a chance to save myself there. Dodge perfectly or get hit, idiot. Alright, I'll just summon Mimic now. I call upon the only gamer I trust. Okay. I dodged that, but okay. Like, I have to either hit him from the side or what? Because hitting him from the front, he's like just tall enough that my attacks are missing. The delays, man. Alright, time to run away. All the NPCs just stand in the giant AoE. Like, why is there so much AoE in the second phase? It's so not fun to deal with. I can't tell what's going on. I got grabbed.
I promise you, 1,000-year voyage guided by compassion.
It's really cool, actually. Also, weirdly enough, that does no damage. It's actually really cool. So if I get grabbed by that again, I'll actually like die, quote unquote. Also, I like that line is very similar to Ronnie's A 1,000-Year Voyage Under the Wisdom of the Moon. I'm gonna die here because there's a million follow-up delay AoEs. Yeah, he's at half health still. This is washed. Yeah. It's like, why is this the way they decided to make this? Like, why so much AoE coverage on his attacks? I don't understand. Also, the inconsistencies with this weapon is making this not ideal. I either have to hit him from the sides because that's where his legs are, or I don't know. It's annoying. And Tolier is dying like instantly, even though before he was not. We try again. But yeah, I'm at Shadow Tree level, or Blessing level, what is it, 19? And I think there's only 20. So I think I'm missing literally 3 more Shadow Tree fragments to get to the max level. And then for the Spirit Ashes, I think it only goes up to 10. So I need 1 more because the final upgrade requires 5. So I definitely think I'm not underleveled or anything. Maybe I should use Royal Knight's Resolve instead? I don't know. Like here, I hit him because his leg is there. That reach is insane. Like, I can't, he's not even swinging at me and I'm getting hit by his attacks. It's, oh my god. I don't think charging R2s is... Oh my god, they got him to the second phase. That's hilarious. What is happening? So yeah, maybe I should swap to a jumping build. Maybe Royal Knight's Resolve would be better? I'm not sure. I also don't know if the two-handed weapon talisman counts for weapons like the fist weapons, where you are activating two-handed mode with the weapon, but you're not holding the weapon with both of your hands. Does that make sense? So I don't know if that bonus would actually count for these weapons. Yeah, let me go ahead and put on the Gravebird's armor, which also gives you a jump attack bonus. And really, weirdly enough, there's 2 chest pieces for the Gravebird armor, but only one of them gives you jump attack damage. I'm sure this will go only well. I remember a while ago as well, I helped somebody kill Mohg so that they could get into the DLC. And, you know, people feel some type of way about summoning, whether it be NPCs or Spirit Ashes or real players. And, but there's always this, like, really fun feeling of, like, I don't know, camaraderie, I guess, when you help somebody fight a boss. And especially if they're somebody you don't know, it's just a random person that you find. And you can see their whatever goofy ass setup that they have. And when you eventually kill the boss, you're, like, wiggling around and emoting at each other because you're both so excited. It's very cool. Sometimes I find myself, like, leaning towards the using stuff like that, like summons and things like that, is like diminishing the challenge of whatever it is that you're doing, which I mean literally it is, but I don't know, that feeling that you get when you're co-oping with somebody in boss fights is and the joy that you get from helping somebody, you know, it makes you, I don't know, I guess reassess your position on that. At least for me it does. But that's enough rambling. What am I doing? How do I play this game again? All right, you little shit. I don't know how to dodge that. Alright, well, I'm having a much higher success rate hitting him with jumping attacks, so maybe that is the strat. Oh, that was lucky. I'm glad I know how to dodge that consistently now, because that was one of the attacks that was making me really frustrated the first time. Oh my god! Yeah, you get him, guys. You get him, guys. You got this. Alright, Now, I've seen people tank the giant AoE and he's not doing it consistently anymore, which is annoying. I don't know how you're supposed to dodge all that. And he's doing it. Alright, well, there goes Tolier again. I can't tell what's happening. Like, what are you supposed to do against this? I don't understand. I'm dodging into him and I'm getting hit. I'm dodging to the side and I'm getting hit. I'm dodging away and I'm getting hit. I don't get it. There's so much AoE coverage on his moves. It's insane. Alright, Tactical Mimic. It's so hard to tell what this boss is even doing. I'm getting punished because I'm just dodging away to make space. It's also impossible to tell when he's going to do that. I thought that was something else. That's not fair. He's not doing the... Ah, there it is. And he's aiming at me for some reason. I wasn't even attacking him and he was aiming at me. Like, I don't understand. He's attacking so fast I can't dodge continuously. Like, I'm trying to not just hate and bash on this boss, like, ignorantly, but I don't understand what it is that they want you to do here. I've seen people like no hit the boss because people are insane and crazy, but it's just, I don't know, man. I'm spending all my time running away to heal because I'm getting hit so much instead of actually doing damage to the boss, so that when I do get to the second phase, I have like 5 heals left. There's no way for me to dodge that. I'm already at 8. I've hit him like twice. This is... what am I doing wrong? His attacks are so inconsistent in their timings. Sitting here dodging based on muscle memory that doesn't exist because all of his attacks look the same. God, that range is idiotic. Oh my god, get the fuck out of the way, Bim. Oh my god. I don't know how you're supposed to dodge that. My attack just completely missed there, by the way. His fist weapons are good. Oh, why is this happening again? It's the second time that that's happened. I don't know, dude. Like the fist weapons literally just miss half the time. Ugh. Maybe I should use Tish instead. It might help. Let's try that again, but I'll use Tish instead. I've actually seen people use the this summon right here, the golem, and apparently he can like solo the boss if you keep healing it, which is very funny. But I'm assuming that's only really viable if you go in without summoning anybody, which the only reason I'm doing it, like I said earlier, is that I want to, you know, for the lore and quest lines and stuff, which I didn't even know if you actually have to do it to complete their quest lines or whether they have to live or not, but I mean, I'm doing it anyways because I'm a moron. Alright, Cheesh, go get him. Why did that do so much damage? I will say this OST is amazing. Oh, there's a bleed. Alright. Oh my god, Tish is about to die. Like, what? I'm just panic rolling the whole time because I can't even tell what's happening. Like, what is? How do? I mean, that went really well, but Tish was literally about to die. Let's try it again. The attack, the delays, everything is delayed. Everything has to be premeditated 40 years in advance. Nothing can be done in reaction. Hey, well, Tish is getting absolutely demolished. Like, what even is that? Oh, you're fighting for my fucking life. He's just switching targets randomly. Oh my god. Like, what? Like, I can't even... There was nothing I could do there. I don't... What were they thinking when they made this? Maybe that was just, like, unlucky RNG, but if I have to resort to lucking out with boss moveset RNG in order to get anywhere, then I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I love how he doesn't do the stomp after that first attack anymore, even though he used to always do it. I'm already about to die. My attack just missed, by the way. I know it's hard to tell with all the noise going on, but I'm pretty sure my attack just missed there, even though I jumped right into his face. Okay, I guess when he does that, just dodge around him. I can't. Alright, well, there goes Tish. I dodged that completely by luck. My attack missed there, again. The fists are not it. As much as they are working. Like, there's so much coverage on all of his moves. There's no window to attack him consistently. I know a lot of his moveset is you're supposed to dodge into him or to his side. Very rarely are you supposed to dodge backwards, if ever. But, like, dude, this is ridiculous. You know, maybe if I fought this boss over and over again, like I do with the other Souls games, maybe it would be less frustrating, but I didn't even find, like, Gale or the Orphan of Kos. Orphan of Kos was frustrating, but I don't think it was this frustrating. Like, never getting a chance to attack at all. I don't even know what to use now, because my whole idea and setup is being thrown out the window. I mean, there's no guarantee that if I summon a player, I'm going to instantly win the boss fight. It just depends on who it is that I summon, but... Okay, so I just checked. The two-handed sword talisman does not boost damage from paired weapons. Okay, that's annoying, but it makes sense. Alright, I know they nerfed these, the Fire Knight Greatswords, in the latest patch, but I just want to see what this is like, because he's not resistant to fire, at least from what I checked, so... Wow! It's annoying how he doesn't hit you with that and then he can still do the follow-up afterwards. What is the dodge there? What is the dodge there? It's so inconsistent. And he did it twice in a row. Alright, cool. I'm gonna try it a few more times and then I'm gonna summon people. Despair, honestly, is so real. NPCs, you're just gonna let Tish get his ass beat? Get her ass beat this whole time? Tish is already dead. Yeah, I think the health drain on her weapon is so good, but she has like 0 health. Even with at +9 for the Revered Spirit Ash upgrade. Like, everything here is designed to just prevent you from doing anything. Like, what does the game want you to do there? And it's not even like you make a mistake and you get hit once or twice. It's like you make a mistake, you get hit, you try to roll out of it, you make it, that's another mistake, you get hit again another 5-6 times. Especially with all the AoE coverage on his moves in the second phase. It's so annoying, dude. One of those still hit me. Even the guaranteed way to do that is not consistent. Like, I'm not sure what is the... That still hit me. That attack is so weird. That's an attack he chases you down with if you're far away, but in order to dodge it correctly, you have to be really close to him. Alright, well, thanks, Tolier. I mean, I have 8 flasks, but the issue is going to be now that I'm fighting a boss with increased health because of the summons, and they're all dead. Like, I'm dodging out of combos to save myself, and I'm still being punished afterwards. Like, I guess they just want you to sit there and get hit? That hit me, of course it did. This music is amazing, though. Alright. That does so much. Why does that do so much damage? I see Ansbach is a gold mask enjoyer. I got grabbed there.
I promise you.
Shut up. Your half-sister is better. I'm out of heals. Like, okay, I dodged the first part of that. You saw that. What was I supposed to do? I got hit. I couldn't not dodge again in time to dodge that second attack. Like, what? 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 I haven't finished playing Demon Souls because this came out while I was playing it. But yeah, going back to Demon Souls is going to be one fucking uber whiplash after doing this shit. Oh my god. I don't even know if these buffs actually matter or not, but also I have no idea if the Bold Crab and Golden Vow actually stack.
General Radon. A pleasure to see you.
Also, sometimes that attack does no damage, sometimes it does all the damage in the world. So I don't know what to deal with that is. How BM would it be lore-wise to like Scarlet Rot Radon in this boss fight? That attack is so fast. Here I am at 8 flasks already. Okay. Ah, there it is. I was wondering if he was going to still do it. So maybe the play is to actually rush him at the beginning of the second phase instead of running away from the explosion. I'm being roll caught by these stupid AoE attacks. This is so... If I could change one thing about this boss fight, it would just be literally to either take those away completely or just lessen them. It does not need to be on every single swing that he does. Oh, there goes Tolier. I dodge attacks and I was still getting hit by the AoEs. I was dodging as fast as I possibly could. That was actually a pretty good run too. I don't even know what would be a good summon for this fight. I mean, I could try upgrading the Golem for the lulz because I guess he's like super tanky, but I don't know if that requires healing or not. To be perfectly honest, maybe I would want to keep Tish and start summoning players instead. Let's try that. I feel like this boss fight like peaks just beyond the point where bashing your head against it and learning it over and over again is like the... like not the viable way, but like the I could sit here and do this over and over again because it's just so much AoE spam. It's insane. Can I not summon players because I have both of these guys with me? I guess not. That's a bummer. I guess it would be a lot if I was able to summon 3 phantoms and also my Spirit Ash, but no, eat the shrimp. He never does a stomp attack anymore after that. The stream where I first got to this point, after that initial entry attack, he would always do the, like, Godfrey stomp, but he doesn't do it anymore. It makes doing this consistently without taking damage very difficult. I was in the air and that hit me, by the way. That attack that is quite literally earth-shattering beneath you, I got hit while I was jumping towards him. And there goes Tish immediately. And there's no like clever some of your attacks you can jump over. It's just I died in like 3 hits there. I had like nearly full health as well. The more and more I fight this boss, the more negative and negative my opinion of it gets. I need to look. Do you have to summon them in the boss fight to complete their quests? Alright, so it appears from what I've read on the wiki, it says that when you summon them after the boss fight, they will drop their gear. However, there was a comment on there that said they didn't summon either of them, and then after the boss fight, they reloaded and their bodies were in the arena. So I attempted fighting the boss a while ago after I ended the last stream by myself just to see what type of damage I would do without the summons, and there was a difference. Now, whether or not it's enough of a difference to justify me complaining about how hard the boss is or not, I have no idea. But it would appear that, unless that person is lying, that you don't have to summon them to complete their quest. I can't remember the last time you had to summon NPCs to complete quest lines in a Souls game. I think like DS2, maybe? Maybe in DS3? I'm not sure though, for boss fights specifically. But I think now I'm at the point where I want to start summoning players, so let me go ahead and do that. There's one player here. God damn it. Oh, there's a few more. Oh, UHD 630. Sure, buddy, get on in here. I'm noticing a lot of like great shield builds in these summons here. Yeah, there's one, there's two. Another shield. I know you can parry this boss, which is crazy. And there's a fingerprint great shield. Uh-huh. The Antspur rapier with the... You know what? That guy didn't get summoned. C. All right, buddy. Get on in here. Unable to summon cooperator. What is up with my internet? Unable to summon cooperator. Why? It's not even trying. Unable to summon... It's not even trying. Why is it pretending to try? And this one's actually attempting. Oh my god, look at this Sauron with a katana. Oh my god, it actually worked. Hey! Hello. Alright, I cannot summon any of the NPCs. Alright, well, if this run is successful, then, you know, hopefully the actual NPC quests advance. They should. I'm pretty sure NPC quests in other games.
Hey! Hey!
Oh yeah, everybody buffing. What the hell was that? He just turned into Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, I can't summon my Spirit Ash because I have two people, I guess. I just realized that guy's name is just Mesmer. What a goober. Alright, we're already at the third phase. I mean, second phase. I don't know how to count. Alright, well. I did that to prevent him from doing that, but he did it anyways. That's easy to dodge if you're... Like, you can react to that wide disc attack that he does. He's just going at it with the Antspur rapier. Oh, he didn't get grabbed. Ow. Oh my god, bleed. Oh, Mesmer's dead. Alright, well. Holy damage. Literally. I don't know what the game wants you to do there. Okay. That attack is so... That has to be wider than the Elden Beast attack that does that. It is in fact quite similar. Oh, okay. I've seen this in videos. I have not seen this for myself yet. Where does he come from? There he is. Ow. In typical Radon fashion. Yeah, this dude with the fingerprint great shield is just carrying ultimate just damage negation. I got knocked out of the air because of that, by the way. And there we go. God slain. There we go. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Froltfinger 9527. Oh my god. Oh, look. Items. Let us go together. Oh, an emote. Interesting. And let me light this grace really quick. I was about to say, I only got 375,000, but that was... I did summon literally 2 people for that. And before I sit down, I wanted to reload the area, but before I sit down, I should probably go ahead and touch this over here. Touch memory. Look, my character's literally covered in blood. Oh my god. Yeah, that perfectly encapsulates my experience with this boss. Just being battered into a pulp.
Lord brother. I'm going to be a god. If we honor our part of the vow, promise me you'll be my consort. I'll make the world a gentler place.
And that's all we get. Does this do something? I'm curious. Circlet of light. Circlet of light which adorned Miquella's head as he returned in divine aspect. It has begun to fade into nothingness. Slightly boosts faith, intelligence, and arcane while also boosting the power of Miquella's light. So I guess incantations that are Miquella related? The circle was to be the very foundation upon which Miquella's age of compassion would be built, should it ever have come to pass. All right, wow, oh my god, it's finally over. I was dreading doing this. If I did it absolutely 100%, I'm not even sure if I'd be able to do it 100% solo. Oh yeah, there they are. Okay, so you don't have to summon them to complete their quest. Okay, good. But yeah, their purpose fulfilled in typical FromSoft Miyazaki fashion. They die. Tolier's hidden needle and his equipment. We got Ansbach over here. He's a goat. I'm not going to say Mohg did nothing wrong, but he definitely did not deserve half of anything that ever happened to him. Obsidian Lamina and Furious Blade of Ansbach. This is a weapon. Causes eternal sleep buildup. Interesting. Conceded weapon used by Tolier of a design generally favored by poison wielders for dark and subtle purposes. Like Saint Trina, who blossomed in the deep purple garden, a rich poison is secreted from within which sends its victims into an eternal sleep. So if you sleep somebody with this, and you hit them with the follow-up, it'll do significantly more damage, I guess. Interesting. The mask upon which is carved a tranquil, sleeping face. The silver hair is arranged in the same style as St. Trina's, increasing arcane. Just once, Tolier was granted the sweet repose of velvety sleep. The remainder of his days would be spent attempting to recapture it. Alright, and here's Ansbach's stuff. The iron mask of Sir Ansbach, giving the appearance of a quiet, wise, old bearded man. But an old fear lurks beneath, together with the cold, unflinching discipline that once honed his blade, now employed to enhance blood oath and dynastic skills. So yeah, Ansbach was the captain of the Pure Blood Knights of Mohg. Ansbach understood that keeping his oath to his old master was not an act of logic, nor would it bear any justice, but it was for these very reasons he was unable to let go. Yeah, Mohg got done kind of dirty, literally every single step of his entire life. And here's his weapon, signature weapon of Pure Blood Knight Ansbach, a viciously keen and slender scythe made for combat. The obsidian edge relies not upon trickery to fulfill its violent purpose. Through skill alone, the wielder can rip and rend through foes, sowing blossoms of red upon the battlefield. And then here's the incantation you also get. Incantation of Ansbach produces a blood flame blade from the side of the hand, then lunges at enemies to cleave through them. Charges to increase the number of slashes. Markedly different from the finesse swordplay of the Dianast, this is an aggressive last resort of an incantation that gave rise to Ansbach's fearsome reputation. Cool. And I almost forgot, I should read the Remembrance of the Boss. Remembrance of Radahn, consort of Miquella hewn into the Shadow Tree. In their childhood, Miquella saw in Radahn a lord, his strength, and his kindness that stood in stark contrast with their afflicted selves. And so Miquella made his heartfelt wish that Radahn would one day be his king consort. So I know a lot of people were sort of feel some type of way about them bringing back Radahn. On one hand, it seems like kind of an ass pull, but I think the stuff that they do give context for with the items and everything, it does explain it in a decent enough way that it's like, okay, this makes sense. And they even, you know, not even hint at it, they outright state it, you know, when you get to like the storehouse and you talk to Ansbach and everything about how he has Mohg's body and they're reviving Radahn. Also, it's funny that there's 2 Radahn sets in this game now. But I should read this because it's very important. The golden helm worn by Radahn in his younger years, proudly displaying his heroic red hair, is fitting attire for a lion. When Melania, blade of Mikola, let the rot flower blossom in Aeonia, Radahn heard a murmur in his ear. Mikola awaits the promised consort. So this is calling back very strangely to the story trailer for Elden Ring, where you see Radahn and Melania fighting in Caelid. And it's just, I mentioned it before a while ago on this channel, but it's very weird that, you know, all these cutscenes, you know, the story cutscene in the trailer and then the one for the DLC, all of these things are not in the game, despite the fact how important they are for the context and world building for the game. They're very reminiscent of the original, like, Dark Souls style CG cutscenes that are in the game, and for whatever reason they're not in Elden Ring. It's very odd that a lot of important context and story stuff for the past is not in the game. But yeah, it's very up in the air, at least to me right now, whether or not Radahn was willing in this plan or not, because the cutscene with Mikola there at the end implies that there was a vow made between them at some point, but whether or not Radahn changed his mind or whatever is up for debate. You know, because Radahn is all about, like, he likes war, he likes conquest, but Mikola's age of compassion would seemingly fly in the face of that. So whether or not he was ever fully into the idea of being Mikola's consort is up for debate. There are 3 weapons here, or 3 things here. Okay, so this Light of Mikola spell, the one that he does in the boss fight with the giant, like, Elden Beast orbital laser, this thing sucks. It's very underwhelming how much damage this thing actually does. I've seen videos of people using it. It's very cool, but it does like no damage. But what I should do is read them. The strength of Mikola upon his deific return wielded as an incantation. Annihilates foes with a pillar of light. I wouldn't use the word annihilates there, but, you know, to each their own, I guess. Mikola sought to accept all that was and would be, but found one that refused to be embraced. He's talking about our character. No wonder, as one god and one king consort is all the world needs. So yeah, there's the fact that your player character are on your own quest to become Elden Lord, whether you do the fractured ending or the Ronnie's ending or any of the other endings. You know, the fact that you exist means you are obstructing Mikola's path to truly ushering in his own age. So regardless of whether or not it makes sense for him to fight you, despite being, you know, a man of compassion or whatever, the fact that you exist means you are hindering his ability to usher in his own age, which I think is an interesting touch, actually. So here are is this one sword? Or are these paired? It's so weird that these are split. And no, it says imbue the 2 great swords. So these are paired weapons. Let me read this really quick. Great swords of black steel wielded by Radahn in his youth. A pair of weapons decorated with a lion mane motif. These were in his possession immediately before his triumph over the stars. The swords of a lord who does not rely on physical strength and gravity alone. Who does not rely on physical strength and gravity alone. Interesting. I think I'm going to go ahead and grab this one. And I'll buy his set for the lulz. You know, the whole Mikola saw that, like, Radahn was strong and also kind. It's kind of like, I know a lot of people were anticipating that Godwyn would have a larger part in the story in this, and I kind of was also, especially with a lot of the lore seemingly hinting that, you know, Mikola wanted to revive Godwyn. At least that's what it made it sound like. I mean, the set is pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. I think it would have been cool if there was, you know, if Godwyn was the final boss and he was the consort in question, because I think it could have been written either way to include anybody, to be perfectly honest. But I think my biggest complaints with this final boss has more so to do with the gameplay and less to do with the lore and the implications thereof. God, using this weapon skill is giving me PTSD. But yeah, before I end, I actually want to go back over, where is she at? To where Saint Trina is. Because she's the one that tells you to, I mean, you're going to do it anyways, obviously, but if you talk to her, she tells you to kill Mikola, because being a god would basically be like imprisonment for Mikola. Whether or not he understood that or not is an entirely other question. And is she dead? I think she's dead. Yeah, I guess it would make sense killing, although if they... Saint Trina's Bloom, what is this? Is this an armor piece? Alright, well, she looks dead, which is kind of sad, actually. Literally being abandoned by Mikola. It is, it's an armor piece. Saint Trina's life withered and fell as fleeting as the seasons. At her last, she left a single water lily. Slightly boozes max FP. Despite the velvety purple hue, the flower is in no way poisonous. It merely blooms in quietude. Is this a helmet? It is. Oh, that's adorable. But yeah, there's this very poignant moment in this, the fissure area, where you talk to a ghost, and it basically, Mikola is abandoning all of his, like, aspects of himself, physically and, like, spiritually. And a ghost down here basically talks about how he abandoned something that he very much should not have. And there's a cross that equates this to him abandoning his love, which, if you're supposed to be a god of compassion, that would feel like something very important that you should not abandon. And, the ghost that mentions this basically spells that out for you. Yeah, I guess killing Mikola in turn also killed Saint Trina, despite the fact that they were separated technically. But well, with that said, the DLC is finally done. I think the most fitting place to go end my journey for my Lord of Frenzied Flame, my original Elden Ring character. Where is it? Over here. It's going to be right over here. I guess it's canonical then that the DLC does take place before the ending of the original game, because Ansbach tells you to become, Elden Lord and, a Lord of Man and everything like that. So whether you seek to, I don't know, continue the status quo with a fractured ending, or become the Lord of the Duskborn, or do Gold Mask's order, which would be more in line with what Ansbach would want, or you send all the god shit and just take it all into outer space and have it be disconnected from man as much as possible with Rani's ending. Or you see everything that happened here, and even in the DLC, and the revelations therein, and you decide that the best course for the world is to just burn it all away with the Frenzied Flame ending, like I did with my original character. Yeah, I know they've never done this, but it would have been interesting to see if there was another ending unlocked after beating the DLC. Because I guess regardless of whatever you do, Mikola and Radahn are the final boss, so I guess there couldn't be an Age of Compassion Mikola era ending. But I think beyond, Radahn, my issues with the boss, it's a very cool boss, and aesthetically I like it a lot, and lore-wise I think it's really good. But one of my biggest gripes beside the gameplay of that is that the DLC does not link to the main game as much as I would hope it did. There's lots of things in this that do link to the game in terms of the lore, but like nothing is directly referenced. Like Melina doesn't have any new dialogue. Melania doesn't have anything to say, despite the fact that you found her brother. Whether you're... I guess they do kind of acknowledge that you're on your way to becoming Elden Lord, and that's why you have to fight Radahn and Mikola, but there's nothing specific like in DS3. If you're the Lord of Hollows, Wilhelm and Frida will acknowledge that, which is very cool. So if they acknowledge that you're the Lord of Frenzy or you're Rani's consort, would be really cool. But yeah, there's a lot of lore threads that I feel like people are going to be disappointed weren't expanded upon a little bit more, if at all. Like Godwin, there's a little bit of Godwin stuff, but like stuff with Melina and the Glowmite Queen is like... The Glowmite Queen stuff is not acknowledged, like, at all, as far as I'm concerned. And the Melina is like very tongue-in-cheek referenced in the Mesmer's kindling item, which people for some reason are lying on Twitter that they changed it even though they didn't. People just farming for engagement, I guess. It's so annoying and stupid. Anyways, so I am curious, if you have gotten to the final boss, like I mentioned earlier, what are your impressions of it? I feel like it's like, for me personally, I'm not a super god gamer or anything. I didn't struggle too hard with a lot of the bosses. I think definitely R'hllana and Radahn were the hardest bosses for me, bar none. But for Radahn specifically, I'm wondering what people's impressions are about it in terms of gameplay, and I guess lore too, if you want to talk about that. But yeah, despite my issues with the boss, I do think this is still like a 10 out of 10 DLC, if there ever could be a thing. If this could be Game of the Year, if you could nominate this for Game of the Year for any whatever, I think you should be able to. Because the amount of content in this DLC is ridiculous, especially for only $40. Crazy. I remember a lot of people were like, they're charging $40 for a DLC. And then people who know From Software were like, okay, yeah, but one, it's for Elden Ring, and two, it's From Software. It's probably going to be super worth it. And lo and behold, it was. I think the only thing actually like preventing me from giving this like an actual 10 out of 10, I enjoyed this very much so. It's just the final boss is, again, maybe it's just a case of get good and just learn the moveset. But I don't know. That is definitely not my favorite DLC final boss in a From Software game. I still think Gale is my favorite in that regard. But yeah, how fitting is it that the first time I showed up in this area, it was nighttime. And the last time that I show up in this area, it's also nighttime. I really like how this area looks during nighttime, because the gold contrasts so much with the blue of the nighttime. It's very neat. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. I have to edit like 2 hours of footage. So if you did enjoy this video and want to help support the channel, then leaving a like and subscribing would be very much appreciated. But yeah, I'm curious to see what From Software does after this. The insane success of this game has certainly brought FromSoft to new heights, and their previous games are already, you know, starting to get super popular, especially like DS3 and Bloodborne and all that. But yeah, I want to see what new crazy shit FromSoft makes after this. Anyways, I'm rambling now. Later.